are live. Indeed, we are live. Hello, everybody. If I'm echoing, please give me a heads up so that I can fix my audio. Am I audible? Can you guys hear me? Is everything on point? I've been struggling with my mic lately, and I'm not sure exactly why. That is happening. But if you can hear me, kindly give me a thumbs up so that I know that our audio is good. Yeah, if I can just get a thumbs up from all of you guys, I'll appreciate that. All right, this is another session of Youth Month. Let's test it. I'm not seeing anyone responding. Hello, hello. Okay, I think the audio is great. Okay, thank you so much, Pindi. Thank you so much. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Nevertheless, thank you so much, guys, for joining in again. Today, we've really had a long live sessions. We've had one in the morning and we're having one now. Hello. Hi, Pindi. Hi, Sibu. Hi, Laquita. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I appreciate you. So now, today's video is really about how social media is affecting the youth, and from what I just shared, if I can just repeat it so that you can just take note of just the whole overview of the so-called youth and social media. I'm not sure if the so-called is the right word, but the youth and social media, there are certain things that we need to take note of. But I'm going to share this again so that you guys can just, familiarize yourself with it again, and we can start. All right, okay. So guys, what I just shared now is just a little bit of a summary of what do we mean by youth and the age groups that fall under youth. And I would like to believe that each and every individual knows exactly their age group and where they fall under, whether you're still youth or not. I'm turning 35 next year. Guys, when I turn 36, I'll still consider myself youth. I'm not ready to really be old. I'm not ready to be not that I'm not embracing growth, but I'm just not ready to just get out of this youth platform, because I honestly love engaging with youth and empowering them and somehow to relate my stories to them. But I guess each and every phase has its own advantage. So I would like to believe when I get to 36, probably there'll still be a bigger and higher purpose of what I need to do or how I need to go about it. Now, the other day, like I have TikTok, by the way. I'm also growing my TikTok platform, and I got to notice something the other day. It's a video. You normally on TikTok you would see like funny videos or just videos that are not that serious or something like that. Now, there was this person who was trying to capture a group of young ladies, and he was like, come guys, let me capture you with the original camera. And then those kids, they ran trying to run away, that no, don't take us. And then he later then, no, I'm joking, I'm going to use Snapchat. And then they came back running. So what that means is that the young people, they now feel like having to use the original camera that will show me as I am, it will really be a problem. So something like Snapchat, the advantage with it is that it filters. If you've got pimples on your face, it will filter them out, and you will just be the most beautiful person, and you look perfect. Now, that is just one part of what I want to talk about, but I really want to talk about how social media is affecting young people, and I'm hoping and praying that this video is going to reach more and more young people. Hi, Vusi, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that you joining in from YouTube. It's super awesome. I appreciate you so much. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of young people obviously use social media, and social media can be a great influence, and also it can be a not so great influence. And I felt the need to talk about this mainly because we live in a society where we have youth amongst us, and as someone who inspires the youth, it's important for me to also touch on things that I can see that are affecting young people. Now, the issue of what being depressed, the issue of just depression on its own can also be a part of social media, or how one uses their social media. And Pindi is here, who is very big when it comes to dealing with issues of depression, issues of one mental health and all of that. And I think I feel the need to bring this up because I was even having a conversation with one of my guests, Lolly, who was here a couple of days ago, and her friend, which they are coming back again to do another video with us, and they're going to be talking a lot about mental health and all that. So as I was having that conversation with them, they highlighted like the fact that young people really have a problem with mental health. They are just not okay. And now, apparently, what's causing all of this is the FOMO of, wanting to have certain things on social media, or wanting to just be on a certain level compared to what other people have. And now it becomes so worrying. It becomes so worrying because when we think about young people and what they need to focus on, and when we think of the future, or what can actually help them to get forward, we know for a fact that social media is a part of that, is a part of this young generation. So whether we like it or not, there's no way that they won't be on social media. But now when you see them being affected, being bullied, them feeling peer pressure, I mean, it's one thing to have peer pressure at school or just be amongst learners and everything, and it's another thing when now also social media adds up to that. And I'm very concerned about someone's mental health. I'm very concerned about how social media is affecting young generation. And because a lot of young people, sometimes they don't really voice out how they feel. They don't voice out. You will see them posting on social media, and sometimes they post like this mainly because they just want that attention. I mean, one thing I know is that there've been a couple of people, even myself included, because I think it's important for us to also find a part of ourselves in each and every thing that I'm talking about, or something that you as an individual might have experienced, and not necessarily basing it on the particular age or whatever. Even if you're not part of the youth, there's some kind of experience that you've went through. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the issue of feeling like you need validation, or you need someone to approve what you post and all of that. Now, often we take about 15 to 20 or even 50 or even more pictures, only to choose one picture that we feel like is the best picture. And before we can even post it, we look at it and we see, okay, is this going to be fine? Hey, but here, hey, people are going to say 1, 2, 3 and all that. So already we have put people on the lead in terms of how we should manage our social media. We have put people on the lead in terms of how we should work around social media, what we should post, how we should post it, and everything. Now, the sad part of this is that when you post with the intention of wanting to get validation from other people, when you post a picture and it only gets one like, you put it down. You take it down mainly because you feel like they don't like it. They don't like it. Oh, there's a fly, sorry. They don't like it. So now the main question is, were you posting it because you liked it, or were you posting it because you want other people to like it? What was the purpose of posting it? And this is honestly something that is happening to most of us. I still take pictures to make sure that, okay, this one has better quality and all that. Yes, it's quality. I think I would want the best quality in terms of whatever that I put out there, the quality should be great. But as to how many likes and everything, I'm over that. I'm over that. And I'm wondering if there's that young person out there who is still concerned about how many likes they get and all of that. So now, those are some of the disadvantages, honestly, of social media. And also, you have, as an individual, you have the right. You have the right to put out a social media content. You have the right to put just about anything that you want on your social media. No one can stop you from posting whatever that you want. It's okay. We understand it's your platform, it's your data, and everything like that. No one's going to say anything to you. But also, I want this to be a reminder to say that whatever that you post, it has to have a reflection about you, about who you are. And remember that whatever that you post is in the public figure, it's in public. So, meaning it is open to just anyone who can comment, who can say whatever. Someone can comment and tell you how beautiful you are. Someone can comment and tell you how ugly you are. Someone can comment and threaten you for some reason. So it could be many reasons because it is public. Now, there are obviously different ways or different methods as to how you deal with such comments. Sometimes you either decide to block negativity, or you also look at, okay, is this kind of content okay for me? Is it attracting negativity, or is it attracting positivity? Or positive, people in my life? Because I think in the long run, as much as social media can be a fun place to be in, or a fun environment where you can just be yourself and do whatever, it's also important to also take note of, is what I'm posting now not going to affect me in the long run? Is what I'm posting now not going to be come back to me in a negative way? And by the way, what else do you say on social media? So when you recording that video, hi, I'm with my friends, we at this restaurant, whatnot, whatnot. It is very important also to protect your privacy as someone who's on social media, especially young people. To this moment, like until this moment, what English, guys? English. What I'm saying is that till this day, I still make sure that if I go somewhere, if let's say I decide to maybe visit a particular restaurant or go to a mall or whatever, you would never see me checking in immediately. Unless, of course, it's like a secured place where I know that someone cannot just come in and try to. So I try to make sure that I protect myself, I protect my identity, I protect where I am and all of that. Often when I put a location, it's way after I've been in that area, I've been in that place. So sometimes you never know that we've got cycles on social media, and you will never know when something like that could happen to you. You'll never know how that can affect you. You'll never know when that particular thing could happen. Because obviously you are posing with a picture. You're wearing, your beige jersey with your pink earrings, with your big hair, and then you're checking in at whatever location. Whoever was trying to stalk you might just go to that exact place and look around. It won't be like they won't even hesitate to find you. They will easily find you because they can see what you're wearing and everything. It won't be difficult for them to find you. So in terms of privacy and security, protect your identity, protect yourself on social media. Don't just share and do videos, say whatever, and not take into account that that can be something that could affect you in a negative way. That could be something that can be of, bad in your life, or just during that moment of your life. So, we tend to ignore the small things, but unfortunately, it's some things that we need to take note of. I think when we use social media, often you have, people that get to be too comfortable. So you get to be too comfortable and you feel like, I'm used to this platform. I'm used to having what Facebook. I'm used to having Instagram. I'm used to being on YouTube. I'm used to these platforms. I'm used to being on Snapchat. You used to all to, you used to everything, and now you can easily just, showcase even just about everything about your life. And if you can do that, you stand to be in a higher risk, because there's a difference. There's a difference between there's a difference between just sharing your content, and there's a difference between too much of sharing and without really understanding the importance of protecting yourself. I think if I can make an example, in South Africa, there are a lot of cases, but not so much. There have been a lot of cases internationally, and I got to really watch documentaries about this thing. There was a guy who pretended to be a young person, a guy who used a young person's pictures, and by doing that, they were actually speaking to young people around 15, 16-year olds. They were talking to them, and talking to them through their chats, through all this, yeah, chats and everything like that. And to a point where they even, because I think that documentary, how it was shown, it was when the investigation was going on. And what happened was, there was just a request to meet up somewhere and everything like that. And because there were people that were investigating and making sure that they don't show their identity, or they don't make this person aware that they're actually tracing the conversation between this young person. I mean, I think it was 16, 15, 16-year olds. I mean, 16-year-olds right now, they feel like they can go out and do whatever, and they can hang out with boys. So it's like it's a normal thing nowadays. And then all of a sudden, when they were going to meet and everything, they had obviously hidden the cameras or whatever, or followed this girl, because she was not also supposed to know. It was going to be a little bit suspicious. I think the parents kind of tried to investigate, but privately, so they had access to her laptop and to see all the conversation that she was having. And I think either she went to this guy's place, cause yeah, something like that. And the next thing, when they get to meet, they see this older person, like very old person, who is like older, like not even close to my age, a very older person, trying to hang out with these girls. So imagine just the risk of your life, and thinking that the person that you're talking to is exactly that person. And I'll also talk about this, this cryptocurrencies, this forex, this whatever. You find people using fake identities. I mean, we know certain South African rich people. I'll make an example of South Africa, or just the world in general, globally. So they'll identify certain rich people and start using their images, putting their cars. They will look for those perfect pictures of great lifestyle, or when they go out and everything like that, put it there, and then they comment to say how to make money, or make money, be like so and so, make so much money, and all that, using fake identities of people that are making it. And then you ask yourself, if something is real, why are people doing that? Why are people doing that? It's already a scam. So it's scam. They are trying to scam you from your own money. So it's so important as a young person to understand, I mean, for some of us, that are here, and I believe that we're at least a little bit older. We have kids, we have siblings, we've got sisters, we've got brothers, we've got, nieces, so those young people that are still growing up. If we can try to instill this in them and make them realize that as much as social media is a great thing to have, you need to have a way of using it. You need to know how you need to use it, because if someone puts a fake identity there, it's very rare where you will somehow doubt that that is actually that person. It's easy for people to clone a banking website. It's easy for people to clone your own account. It's easy for a person to clone, just to recreate another account. But there's always something that can be a bit suspicious. And if you can look into those things, you will realize that, you know what, there's something wrong with this. There's something wrong with it. There's some kind of suspicion going on. So let me try to verify this. Let me try to work on fixing this or this kind of thing. That is something that is very important. And also with the issue of security and all that, I think with depending on how old the child is, it's important as elders, whether it's me as a sister or sibling or whatever, it's important to know how to protect your kids with the equipment that they use. Are they secured? Are there restrictions or something like that? Because that is another thing. These kids can easily play a game because they love games sometimes. They can easily play a game and then they can be a pop-up. And the pop-up, you find that it's some kind of a dating site. You'll never know. And then they click there. The next thing when they click is probably a video showing, and then a person starts chatting, and you just never know. It can be a lot. It can be a lot. So I think those are some of the disadvantages that are there. But it's me saying, young people or someone out there who can really instill positivity in someone, to say, help them to be alert, help them to realize what they need to do, what they shouldn't do. Because in all honesty, we're living in a world where you'll never know. You just never know. You just never know. You just never know. All right. I'm gonna go through the comments because I think I really kept talking and didn't read the comments. Thank you so much, Pindi. Thank you so much, Sibu. Thank you so much. I'll go straight to the comments. Pindi said, I miss you guys. Yo, we miss you guys. And congrats again. Congrats again. Congrats again. Ola Busi, thank you. Likewise, miss you too. For me, there were some 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. live stream that I missed, 6 hours behind you. All right, all right. No, definitely, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, my opinion. I appreciate whatever time you're able to really sacrifice and be here, and I appreciate it. Some people won't take pictures without filter, either through an app or emoji. The original camera is too revealing. Exactly, exactly. And this is really a concern. It's really a concern because it means that there is an issue of self-acceptance. Yes, we want to look good on camera. I mean, we always want to look good and we always want to brighten up a bit. But honestly, filter shows it. Like when you filter yourself, we can easily see that here you have put out that smooth what like you don't have a pimple, nothing. So honestly, there are certain things that are there, yes, to enhance to whatever, but I think they are dealing with our psychological side of us, or they are dealing with our confidence. Because if you're confident enough to accept yourself as you are, it will be okay to just take pictures. And it makes me wonder, but if you happen to go to a party or a mall or wherever, and you happen to take a picture and you filter it in a way that it looks completely different to how you look, how is it different with the fact that you are actually there? Like, I fail to understand. What's the difference between someone who is looking at you through a phone compared to a person who's looking at you at the event? Like, I don't know. I think something that I'm working on is to perfect in, content in terms of quality, great quality, meaning when I've taken a picture, it's not blurry. You can actually see that no, this is who she is. This is how she looks. And the quality, but not necessarily the filters and all of that. Yes, I'll brighten up a bit if it's a little bit too dark and everything. But certain things, guys, anyway, let me, this is not about me, by the way. This is not about me. This is ready to stop. Shoo. Then I will stop my live videos. Why? No, don't stop your live videos. Don't stop your live videos. So you can do a live video, and if you are in a secure environment, if you're in a secure area, you can do that. You can do that. I mean, for you, Vusi is in Amsterdam, guys. He's a South African that works in Amsterdam. So if you are showcasing the environment or whatever, you don't probably need to be too specific about where you are. And also, it's a question of who on your platform, who is following you and everything, which is another thing we really need to be cautious about, the people that are part of our platforms and who we allow on our platforms. And because often we have this, any friend request, like you get, guys, there's certain friend requests that you get, and when you get them, you're like, no, you see that this person actually created this account today. You can see that on their timeline, they don't have much content, or the content that they have, they posted it a few hours ago, and their content, the profile picture is new, it was uploaded today. And then they send you a request like, this account only exists today. And when you look at it, it's a little bit dodgy. You find a South African name or an African name, but when you look at the picture, that person looks like a what? A Pakistani or whatever. Like, ah, part of protecting your privacy is to not show your life in real time. Yes, you know what? You are very smart with English. I could have just said that, I had to go under the water, travel oceans until I got to the answer. Don't show your life in real time. I like that. That is, the example that I made, that if you're going to go to a specific place, don't be checking in while you're there and everything. Check out when you have long gone or when you've already left that place. Capture the moments, whatever, but make sure when you are chilling in your comfort, in the comfort of your own home, that's when you can start checking in and everything, or mentioning the name, the place, and everything. In that way, it becomes so easy. Even if someone is trying to, they won't be able to find you because you did not do that at the exact time. There are children as young as 4 years old with their own devices and watching YouTube using apps like TikTok. Definitely, definitely, definitely they are. And in all honesty, I don't, I don't see anything wrong in investing good devices. Oh, Switzerland! Sorry, Vusi, Switzerland. Sorry. Why did I think of Amsterdam? I don't know. Amsterdam came to mind. I think there was some kind of conversation I had about Amsterdam this week. So I mean, sometime this weekend. I don't know. Maybe that's why. Apologies. There's nothing wrong with children having their own devices, but it's so important that there is some kind of restrictions and everything. Which brings me to the point of how should or how long should your kids be on social media? And I remember having this conversation with Lolly. If you watch that Empowered Youth interview that I did with that 15-year-old Lolly, she was saying that there's a certain time that I'm on my phone and certain times I'm not. Like during the week, it's like you hardly see her on YouTube, on her phones, on her WhatsApp and everything like that. There is some kind of a limit. She doesn't take her phone and take it to school with her unless, of course, there's some kind of emergency or something that would require her to take the phone. Well, obviously, one would say it's good that a child takes a phone because in terms of emergency, and then the parent wants to call, what. But also that depends on the nature of communication between the school and the student. Because I feel like if the school, especially if you're still young, if the school has your parents' direct line, and if maybe you get to school using transport or whatever, if the transport gets to have all the parents' contacts and everything, it becomes a little bit easy in terms of communication. Because if you're not in school, you probably in you are probably there with the what with the transportation and everything like that. And still, having said that, it can be a little bit difficult, because another thing is that in a case of emergency, what if a child finds themselves stranded somewhere, they don't know who to call and everything. I think there's a certain phone or certain type of phone that you can have, and have them make sure that your numbers are on speed dial and everything, so that it can be easy for a child to access you. So that one is still a little bit tricky. It's still a little bit tricky, because I really cannot say don't really give your kids a phone, or don't really take a phone to school, but it's a question of how, like, how is the communication around? Anyway, that is just my thought. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what you guys think about that. Okay, I saw that. Siri says that is why I downloaded Family Link by Google. Yes, I love that. To keep track of my kids' socials, I can track them as well. In a case of wanting to download certain app, I get to check the app out first before. Yes, I love that. I love that. I mean, I think that is another best thing to do in terms of protecting your kids, protecting your family, protecting your siblings, and all of that. Try to make sure that you track. I know that there's this other friend of mine who recently opened a channel for her daughter. She loves gaming, and she made sure that that channel is strictly for children. It doesn't have comments. She disabled those comments, and then she has that tracking app. She sees each and everything that happens. For any suspicious thing, she is always checking all of that. So definitely, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Can approve that. Okay, awesome, awesome. Everything goes through me. That's the way. That's the way. And I'm hoping that if there's someone who hasn't decided to do something like this, I would really appreciate if you do. And I don't know, amongst you guys, I would like to honestly have a conversation with young people. And I think this is the last week of really engaging. And I already have two young people that are going to come on board, that are going to speak. So I was hoping to get other two young people that would really have a conversation, or even more, just to have a conversation, because I feel like young people get to relate more with young generation. I don't know, I'm thinking that my husband doesn't like it, especially with my 17-year-old, but better be safe than sorry. I get that. I get that. So true, so true. Because you'll never know. Yes, they might feel like you're invading their privacy, but in all honesty, in the world that we live in today, it's quite hectic. It's quite hectic. We just don't know what's happening and everything. So we either have to protect our kids or regret it later. So yeah, I know that feeling, but I think I know the feeling of someone just don't liking the fact that someone's going to be seeing each and everything that I do and everything like that. But I think when you have that decent conversation with your kids as well, to say, I'm not just doing this to just be looking at what you guys are doing, trying to figure out what you're doing, but I'm doing this to protect you as my kids. I'm doing this to protect, to make sure that you're secured, because the online space can really be tricky in terms of security and all of that. So I think communication plays a huge role as well. We will all use the same account for Google, but that's good advice. Sibu, yes, I like it. I didn't realize Family Link was available. Awesome. And I'm sure that Peter, you guys are gonna get that link because yeah, I think that's the way, guys. That's the way. If we can protect our kids, you know, like nothing is uncertain these days. Nothing is certain these days. Like a lot of crooks are out there, guys. Like I don't know how many DMs I get. Like you get a DM and then you can see that, man, this account, it's weird. Can I tell you guys a story? Can I tell you guys a story? And this is something that happened a couple of years ago. There's something that happened a couple of years ago. It didn't happen to me. It happened to one of our roommates. So we were staying in a commune when I was in university. We were staying in a commune. It was a 3-bedroom. So each room would have 2 people sharing. And I remember there's this lady. What is her name again? I forgot her name. But what happened was she got like someone I don't know, it was an SMS. So this is a little bit different from social media, but I think it's very important as well, and it's similar to all of these things that are happening. She got an SMS to say that she has won was it a I think it was either a washing machine or they said she won a microwave, something like that. Those people said they said it's a furniture shop somewhere in Pretoria at so and so street and all of that. And because I was one of those that is really mostly connected in terms of social media and always loving the social media things and googling stuff and all that. So we googled the place, trying to figure it out, and the place is not popping. Like you can't see the place, you can't see the furniture store and all of that. But now we are busy, we keep trying to find the place. We are not asking this question: how did you win this particular thing that they said you have won? How did you win it? Did you enter for something or whatever? Right? So we're just busy looking for the location and everything. And then she starts calling them that I am not seeing you guys on the map or whatever. Where are you? Whatnot. And this person is busy. No, just get into a taxi, go to Pretoria, and then make sure that you get off at this what street, and then you will just walk, and then you will find us on just by the corner, whatnot, saying those kind of things. And that's how people get robbed, that's how people get abducted, that's how people get scammed, because they are just fascinated about, I just want something, and then they just run and they say, I'm just going to collect whatever that is. And the next thing they get there, what happens? They either get robbed or raped or whatever the case may be. And then another incident, this is what happened to my sister. And I thank God that I was there with her on that day. And luckily enough, we were at home. So we obviously we both stay in like the same environment or same province. So that time we went home. So when we went home, obviously she said, okay, I applied for a certain job and everything, and then they emailed me. So they emailed her to say, come to an interview tomorrow, right? So she said to them that, okay, at the moment I'm at home, I'm in the Northwest. Can I come, the day after, like after a day, so that it can give us space to travel back and all of that? That's what she was asking. Okay, fine. They're like, okay, no, that's fine. And then I look at this number. This is like a cell phone number. So, but it's fine. I'm like, okay, there are other companies like my company. I use, sometimes call my clients with a Telkom line and it's a cell phone line, but so it was that thing that, oh, okay, sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes it happens. Now, later on that day, and the creepy thing about it is that later in the afternoon, not in the afternoon, at night, probably around 7 or 8. This person SMSs again to say, what time will you be here? Can you make sure that you are here as early as possible? I mean, how do you send an SMS at around 8? It was firstly an email that was sent, right? Which, okay, it was a little bit formal, fine. But now the SMS comes in, and the SMS is so informal. When you apply for a job, or when you want to employ someone, you don't just put a text like you are chatting to a friend. You have to be professional, because if it's an automated email for business, it will be clear. So this person was speaking in, like, WhatsApp type of lingo, where like, when, I think, when was spelled WN. When will you be here? What time will you be here? How do you push someone to come? I mean, if you say that, okay, we'll reschedule for this day because of this kind of situation, and you agreed to that, why are you calling again? I mean, sending a text again later and then asking what time will you be here and everything. So that was very, very suspicious. It was very suspicious. And we started, I now started to intervene. And in the morning, I was like, I'm going to take this number and I'm gonna call it, like, as if I'm just someone who is trying to look for something, right? And I'm gonna call, trying to get like a conversation from this person without going directly to speaking about that company. Because if it's fake and then you just say it out, they can quickly say, yes, yes, you're talking to what. Okay, I call in the morning. So when I call, I mentioned that person's name, which happened to be the person who called my sister. I called to say, hello, I think it was E something. The name started with an E. Am I speaking to E so and so? That person was like, no, no, you are speaking to so and so, saying a different name altogether. Guys, flies in my house. What's happening? Saying a different name from that one that was on the email, and from that one that was on the SMS. It was a different name. And right there and there, because my sister almost, like, obviously she was ready to in the morning pack up, go and get ready for the interview and go. So right there and there, I was like, you are not gonna go there. Because I was like, okay, I'm looking for so and so. Like, no, 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 this is not so and so and everything. So it's possible that even the conversation itself, it's like it's someone else communicating through, like, it's just a mess of things. I was like, immediately block that number that called you, block that email address, and also make sure that you check out your details wherever you might have engaged with these people, to make sure that you have your details deleted and everything like that. Luckily, obviously, there was an issue of sending a CV. It was just the CV and all of that. So chances are, this way, just crooks, or you don't know, some people with their own intentions and everything like that. So how many times have you found people lying about offering certain posts, advertising them on websites, advertising them on, just, yeah, on social media, or sending you an email? Because you have crooks that tracks. I mean, you know that often on your emails you get spams. Those spams are because someone is busy trying to make, some is trying to cook up some stories out there, and that is so wrong. I don't know how many times I got. Apparently, my surname has an inheritance of I don't know how many $1 million, and all they need is my details so that I can claim that money. And sometimes they'll tell you that you just need to pay like a certain amount to get your money. How do you expect me to pay money when you have to give me money? Like if you have money that's supposed to come to me, how do you expect me to pay you money so that you can give me money? It doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense. When you go and apply for a loan at a bank, do you have to give them money before they give you money? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So yeah. Switzerland, we'll see. Yes, definitely. Hey, Coach Remy. I noticed that a lot of people do live streams at a location, but they never reveal the location, even if in a public place. Vusi, we never say the city we live in and speak verbally on our location, which is another way, which I guess is another way of really looking at it and how you can do it. So most definitely, I do agree with the fact that you don't need to limit yourself showcasing where you are. Obviously, maybe those people that know the area might want to comment, but for your own safety, if you check it out and then you see people commenting and it's that exact location, you have the option to even delete that comment, and you can go back later to say, no, you know what, I was not deleting because of something bad or whatever, or it was a bad comment or whatever, but it was mainly because I was protecting my identity at the time when I was at that particular location. Period. Period. Okay. Okay. My tweens had screens from the get to go, but I managed their screen time with a family link. I encouraged them to play outside, but once they use the up screen time, it's done. It's done. Okay, awesome, awesome. Oh wow, you've got twins. That's so nice. I want twins as well. I want twins. Greetings, 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 greetings. No, I don't spy, but I would, I should, what? But should I get a suspicious alert, I shut it down, no questions asked. I just explain it in a manner that my kids understand. Lovely. I love your parenting. It's super awesome. I love your parenting. You guys are late. Have you guys already taken the register? Um, you know what? You are just in time. The register was about to be sent to the teacher. So you are just in time. I think Sibu was marking the register so she can add your name there. So you are safe, my darling. You are safe. You are like me. I Google everything. I check out the satellite view. I'm that paranoid. You know what? Google. If someone says something, Google it. Just Google it. Google it. I believe in Google too. Yes, my husband is always putting the brakes on my kids' screens time, and he is the main one that gets them outside. Awesome, awesome. I love the parenting that you guys are having. It really encourages a lot of people that are really raising their kids. It's good to be assertive and insert yourself into your children's affairs because you had the children, not social media. When Google and TikTok bears a child, then they can then they can control the screens. I like that. I like that. Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. And we do it in a right manner, in a right, respectful manner, and that's the way to go. Honestly, that's the way to go. We've all inherited something from unknown relative. You know, like yes, like we've inherited a lot from unknown. You've got that uncle, the great uncle who left you millions. Who left you millions? Huh? Hmm? Hmm? Laquita, Sibu, Pindi, huh? Huh? You guys have monies, huh? Chantel. Huh? Coach Remy, you guys have uncles with millions and billions of inheritance. All you got to do is to send your details and a certain amount of money, you will get your millions. Go, guys, do it, and get your millions and come and share with me. I'm kidding. It's all a scam, guys. It's a scam. Such things, you need to be aware of them when they happen. We pray you get discipline. We pray you get discipline. You know what? Oh, disciples. Huh? Me? I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, disciples. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So I think those are the, the certain disadvantages that are there. And I think the disadvantage, they're quite a lot more than the great. But obviously, there's so much greatness as well when it comes to social media. Well, the disadvantages, we were dwelling too much on them, mainly because it's something that needs to be eliminated, that needs to be avoided, something that needs to be really dealt with, and that there has to be so much guidance that is instilled on young people. Right now, the part of the good thing about social media, which I believe all of us have an idea of the greatness that we can really benefit on social media. I mean, there's so much. Uh, what? Pindi took a message back. I think it was an accident. Oh, okay. Because I was a little bit confused. But what I was, okay, where was, I was saying that it's also very important to understand that as much as social media has its own bad things and all the disadvantages, there is also great cons when it comes to social media, which I believe that we are all aware of. One of them being the fact that we are here, we are able to engage, we are able to have create content that will somehow inspire someone. So now the other day I was like, I told Lolly that, you know what, make sure that when you wear your blazer, the school emblem does not show, or the school logo does not show, so that just we should protect you and everything. All right. So the fact that I can bring in young people to come to a platform and really empower and everything, it's a great thing. Those are some of the things that are great when it comes to social media. And there's so much that young people can benefit in terms of learning, in terms of developing themselves and growing themselves, in terms of associating themselves with different people that can really align to their goals or to whatever that they're doing, and to also build an audience, not just audience that is relevant for them, audience that is good for their life, audience that is good for their progress in life and in whatever path that they want to take. And as much as sometimes we need to be careful as to who do they classify as their role model or as their what someone they look up to when it comes to social media. We also need to understand that it's not all bad. There are those that follow people that really inspire them. I mean, Melusi the other day commented to say that she got inspired by my Real Talk with Ntabi quotes page. And she said, each and every, because I remember I used to like post quotes each and every day, almost every day. And she said that each and every day before she goes to sleep, she would go through my page and read those quotes and everything. So it was something positive that she was taking, and she was following someone that is of good influence in her life. And it directed her, it gave her a direct path. So it means that it's not always bad when you really consider being on social media. It's not always bad. There is also greatness in it. So it's just a matter of just being careful who you follow, who you are following for, and what benefits are you getting from all of that. And I think it will be okay. We are left with 5 minutes, by the way. I think it will also be great to also emphasize the fact that when you, as a social media creator, when you, as I mean, being on social media, when you try to build yourself or grow yourself on social media, it is quite important that you make sure that you associate yourself with people that are aligned to your goals or to whatever that you want to achieve. And you also take advantage of the fact that today's world really requires you to be on social media. Make it work for you. Let it work for you. Find something that will work for you. Whether you make money out of it, whether you grow your audience out of it, whether you grow into being, some kind of influence or an inspiration to other, do it accordingly. Do it the right way. And doing it the right way means that you are making sure that all the things are aligned to who you are and what you want to do and what you want to achieve. You have no limit in terms of what you post, but whatever that you post, it has some kind of reflection to you and to your life. So imagine if you're still young and you're still trying to grow or develop yourself. If you focus a lot in things that don't really matter, I'm not saying don't miss out on your youth of just being free spirited and just posting whatever. No, be yourself, be authentic. It's very important, but just be careful on how you use it, because there are so many opportunities, which I want to mention that if we can understand that, and this is something that we, as at least the youth that we have kids, we are about to have kids. If we can instill that in our children, that there's so much opportunities that you can have on social media in terms of you growing yourself or developing yourself. There are opportunities where you will be asked to just type and then get paid for that. You can type online and get paid for that. You can ask to speak or read books or whatever and get paid for that. There are sites that pay people for all of that. You mean if you're good at English, they can say, okay, this kid is good at English and she's only 16 or whatever, and she's good. They can take you and you can really take advantage of that and really make money out of it. So there has to be something great that you look into. Let social media not just be oh, my battery's dying. Let social media not just be a platform that you will just focus on for the sake of just being there, but let it work for you. Let it help you grow. Let it help you connect with people that will innovate your life, that will be able to just help you to get to another level. Yeah, I think I'm done. I mean, what are the odds? We keep trying the lottery, but it hasn't its own eyes. It's and its people. You know what? Just imagine having to give someone else money to release what's due to me. Like, I mean, Kanjani bro, Kanjani. It doesn't make sense. The crazy way the scammers have direct access to your phone, it's so crazy. Then bold enough to try sending you a location to meet. Like, luckily you were there I was there definitely. Because it was very suspicious. Even the way a person answered the phone, you like, here something is wrong. And that's what we also need to be careful of, the kind of people that call you, or when a person calls you and say, I'm from a service provider. Firstly, verify first, because sometimes it's just a number, dodgy number, and they claim to be where, and then they want to verify your details, and that time they are busy accessing your stuff. So really be careful around that. Guys, I thank you so much. We really had a lovely conversation, and I'm hoping that a lot of young people will get to really watch this, because the algorithm should really push this so that a lot of young people get to see it and to help themselves, to better themselves, to better their lives, to really use social media in the right way. We can talk about social media, we will never end, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. What I spoke about is just 2% of it all. But with that said, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. May you continue being amazing, and see you on the next video or live. Mwah!